Hello, my name is Grace, and I will be doing a speech on why JMU should provide free parking to off-campus students. As a JMU student who commutes from off-campus, I personally experienced the daily struggle of trying to park here. I'm sure many of you guys can relate. Leaving your apartment an hour before class just to make it on time, then circling around the lots hoping that you can find a spot, and then sprinting across campus so that you're not late. And after all of that, you realize you paid hundreds of dollars for a parking spot that isn't even guaranteed. It's stressful, it's expensive, and honestly, it's something that shouldn't be this difficult. JMU has been charging for parking permits for years, and even before students move off campus, they've already heard the horror stories from older students and alumni. We hear it all the time. Good luck with parking next year. And they're not wrong. If you're a college student, you already know what it's like trying to balance classes, jobs, extracurriculars, and just life. Parking and transportation costs shouldn't be another thing added to that long list of worries. So, tonight, I would like to talk about why JMU should offer free parking permits to off campus students by showing the financial burdens of JMU students already face and how free parking permits would reduce the stress and improve student success. When you move off campus, the list of expenses gets a lot longer really fast. You're not just paying tuition anymore. You're also paying rent, utilities, groceries, and gas, all while trying to save for the future. And according to JMU's business office, every student pays a $5,988 comprehensive fee, which includes a portion that goes towards transportation services. So technically, we're already contributing to campus transportation and parking even before we buy a permit. And on top of that, JMU Parking and Transit Services charges $300 per year or $160 per year or per semester for a commuter parking pass. For a lot of students, that's not throw around change. It's grocery money, textbook money, or even part of next month's rent. For many off-campus students, having a car is necessary. JMU only has enough space for about 30 to 35% of first year students to live on campus again for their second year, and upperclassmen don't have that option at all. So most of us are left with one choice, and that is to find housing off campus and figure out transportation ourselves. I know from my own experience and from talking with other off-campus JMU students, that we spend around $75 a month on gas. That's nearly $900 a year just on fuel, not counting for car maintenance, insurance, or the parking permits we're forced to buy. It adds up really fast. So when you consider all of that, it's easy to see the free parking permits wouldn't just be a convenience. They'd be a financial relief for hundreds of students who are already stretched really thin. Let's be honest, parking is one of the biggest stressors for off campus students at JMU. When you're paying for a non guaranteed parking spot, the stress isn't only financial, it's mental and emotional too. It starts before you even leave your apartment. Am I going to find a spot? Should I have left earlier? After all, these aren't small worries. They add up and affect our focus. By the time you actually make it to class, you're already exhausted and frustrated. That's not exactly setting yourself up to do your best in a lecture or an exam. Many students also have to buy two parking passes, one for their apartment complex and one for campus, which means shelling out hundreds of dollars at the start of each semester. It's a lot of money all at once, and it's another financial hit when tuition and textbook payments are due. According to Lumina Foundation, over one-third of college students struggle to pay for college-related expenses, and that financial stress often leads students to make decisions that hurt their academic success, like skipping classes to save gas, working more hours, or even dropping out entirely. But if parking were free, students wouldn't have to make those kind of trade-offs. They wouldn't have to leave an hour early just to make sure they find a spot. They'd show up to class calmer, on time, and ready to learn, which could actually boost attendance and performance. I've heard countless students say that dealing with Jamie's parking situations puts them in a terrible mood before class even starts. And honestly, that's not something we should be normalizing. A bad parking experience shouldn't ruin your morning or your motivation. On top of that, JMU's student population keeps increasing every single year, but our parking capacity hasn't improved since 2019 when the East Campus parking deck and a few other lots were added. More students, same number of spaces. It doesn't add up. We're paying more for less access. This is what some students are saying about the parking problem here at JMU. Van Alman says that it's crazy to pay that much for a spot when most of the lots are full, and that she has to leave an hour before class starts just to secure a spot. Brady Blackmer says that he's already paying so much for tuition and doesn't believe he should be paying for a parking pass, especially since spots are limited. AJ Fernandez believes the parking here is brutal. It takes me 45 minutes before class to try to find a spot. Black Merce also says instead of building the new village hall, JMU should have built a parking deck. Our university should prioritize the students already here and the issues we are voicing. So, to wrap things up, providing free parking permits to off campus students would ease financial burdens and reduce stress and help students focus more on their education. It would also encourage more engagement on campus because students wouldn't have to think twice about whether they can afford to drive to class or an event. Parking shouldn't be a privilege, it should be a basic right for students who already pay so much to be here. It would improve their college experience and education. Thank you.